Welcome you back to the resumption of proceedings of this sitting. I believe that you have had an opportunity to go through the report of the Special Committee on the removal from office of the Deputy Governor William Oduor. As you may have noticed, the committee has found the allegations of gross violation of the Constitution or any other law, abuse of office, to be substantiated. In particular, the committee found that on charge number 1 of gross violation of the Constitution and other laws, A, interference with the procurement process through acts of bid rigging, the Special Committee found the allegation was proved and therefore substantiated. Charge number 2, on abuse of office and gross misconduct, particulars being bulldozing officers to renovate the office of the Deputy Governor outside approved budgetary provisions. The committee found the allegation to have been proven and therefore substantiated. On misuse of public resources, the committee found the allegation was proved and therefore substantiated. On bullying, the committee found the allegation was proved and therefore substantiated. On misleading the public by giving false information, the Special Committee found the allegation was proved and therefore substantiated. Consequently, honorable members, the procedure to be followed in this case is as I had earlier prescribed. Honorable members, that being the case, a supplementary order paper has been circulated. The chairperson of the Select Committee, Honorable Francis Otiato, will give notice of motion for the House to resolve that the Deputy Governor be impeached. The members in support of the motion for removal, those who have voted yes, or I vote yes, are 42. I vote no as 0. I abstain as 0. And therefore, the House has unanimously passed the motion on removal from office William Oduor. So, honorable members, in line with the provisions of Section 33, 1, 9A, right together with Standing Order 71, 11, and 72, I shall within 2 days inform the Speaker of the Senate of the resolution of this House to impeach the Deputy Governor, William Oduor.
Mr. Speaker, once again, I want to thank the House for positively debating this matter. And Mr. Speaker, on this, I have 2 issues. One, in general, as you have heard what members have said, and as an investigator, there is one thing that I want to report. That beyond reasonable doubt, it has been proved that our Deputy Governor, Oduor Dengi, is incompetent to the highest level, Mr. Speaker. And I want to substantiate that in 3 lines. 1, Mr. Speaker, you realize that in the Code of Conduct that our DG swore to, there is a section that is saying that any information that you get by the virtue of office you hold should never be protected. Today, Dr. Oduor is working in all radio stations using documents that he purportedly received by the virtue of the office that is a DG. He really needs to go home. And by this, the other day, it is so ashaming to hear somebody say that the statements I have here are from Equity. He is so insensitive to a level that he don't know is interfering with business of another organization on very stupid, flimsy grounds. And Mr. Chair, without even thinking, Mr. Oduor should be going home. Speaker, look at how Honorable Oduor handles the issues of procurement. When we ask him in his office that the money is lost, how did you procure this? Do you know what he says? That at the end of it all, ask the director procurement. It technically means that Dr. Oduor is a CPA guy, don't know the role of director of procurement in this county. As a deputy governor, if you don't know that the procurement entity belongs to their chief officer, and that in your office you have a chief officer and a director procurement only provides advisory, why are you seated in that office? Chair, here, the other day, Mr. Dual tells us that he had proposed in this supplementary budget 1 that the money should be given and be taken to his office for construction. And that there are some folks, he calls this assembly folks, that there are some folks who goes to Kisumu and do their orthodox and throw away projects. Honorable Dual is not aware that in supplementary budget, you cannot introduce substantially new projects. Supplementary remains supplementary. And he goes ahead and calls this house when the house has refused that the house of folks do orthodox. Mr. Speaker, allow me to say this. For several times, and everybody in siaya have been getting calls and people talking around, and they say outside there is our dual knows, and he has said that even if we impeach him, the Senate is going to return. I do request our able colleagues at the Senate. This is a broken marriage. Don't force us with a woman that we cannot live with.
When I heard that Dr. William Oduol Denge had been chosen by the governor as his running mate, I was very excited. And I am sure a lot of Siaya residents were excited. And because of the kind of person we really thought he was. And give it to him, William Denge is a very brilliant son of Siaya. And so then I thought that he would use his good brain to create positive impact on the people of Siaya, to change lives as they all promised during the campaigns. So it came as a disappointment the other day when I was seated here during the committee submissions, and I watched this good brain become a rumor monger, become a heckler. It was really sad for me. It was a sad day. And I still say he has a good brain, and because of that, he's able to, how I wish he'd use his networks, even in the media houses, to sell this county, to bring in investors, use his networks in those radio stations to, tell people about Siaya, the good things that he can do in Siaya. I believe he can. But I think that the kind of personality that my good friend Dr. William Denge has is not meant for a deputy. He cannot deputize anyone.
Some of the observations that I made when we were investigating this motion. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution of Kenya, Article 10, provides for for values and principles of governance. Some of the principles and values of governance which are relevant to the issues that we are discussing today, Mr. Speaker, are integrity and accountability. The Deputy Governor was expected to behave in a manner that promotes integrity and accountability. He also ought to behave in a manner that bestowed public confidence in the office that he holds. So, Mr. Speaker, we are also aware that impeachment does not concern itself with culpability or criminality, but accountability and integrity. By the fact that the DG tried to interfere with procurement process, especially of the fertilizer, this one really touched my heart, because this particular tender was reserved for the youth. It meant that he was profiling the youth because he wanted this tender to be opened. It really made me think that the DG was profiling the youth whom the country and the county has been fighting for to have opportunities everywhere, in tenders, in jobs. And so the DG was in breach of the Constitution by interfering by this process. The DG also breached the law by peddling rumors and offering untrue information to the public. It was substantiated that one Mr. Austin Omondi was interdicted following the right procedures of disciplinary. It was also confirmed that the allegation that the deputy governor was alluding to, that monies which were meant for Siaya Stadium was transferred to Migwena, was very wrong, because Migwena in the first place was not even in the budget of this financial year. And so, Mr. Speaker, all these are a breach of the Constitution based on the two principles of governance which are contained in the Constitution of Kenya, Article 10, of integrity and accountability. I therefore support this motion and urge the members of this House to agree that the deputy is not fit to hold this information, this office. And again, to finish, Mr. Speaker, it is normally said that a house that is divided cannot stand. The relationship between the governor and the deputy governor is irreparable. And therefore, the people of Siaya cannot get value for the resources or the work that they sent these leaders to do for them in the office. And for the people of Siaya to get services, I think, Mr. Speaker, we have to let the DG go so that the governor can accomplish his manifesto and dreams that he had for the people of Siaya. Thank you so much.
It is clear, it is now crystal clear, that everything I tabled before this honorable House to be considered, and which I thank my honorable members and colleagues for appending their signatures to stamp the authority for the growth of Siaya County, has been proven to be true, are not a witch hunt as many have thought of. As an elected member with the responsibility to oversight, legislate and represent the people of East Assembly Ward, who gave me a mandate and a small party called UDM to be in this House and be the watchdog on the utilization of resources given to the county government of Siaya. I'm here not to disappoint them. I want to agree that the special committee took their time, even against a lot of coercion, intimidation, and even threats, to deliver this special report, which will guide the operation of this county going forward. It is clear that in the mood of this House, even before voting, the crybaby is impeached already. And he can go and look for some salvation or redemption somewhere else. But for a fact, I want to say this, Mr. Speaker, that when we were here and when we invited the deputy governor to be before us, he claimed that he had some serious, damaging, crushing evidence, which if he tables here and if he lay them bare to the public, the people of Siaya County and the world will know the rot in the executive. He cried all out that we failed to give him an opportunity to come back and substantiate on the allegation he made to the public. And I want to thank the special committee that you gave him an opportunity, and still he failed to do so, and he could not even account for the utterances he has been making out there in the public media, that there is a lot of misappropriation of funds through IFMIS and through impressed account. He could not even table the evidence he has been claiming to be holding on his files of how withdrawals has been done by a certain person in the Equity Bank of Siaya several times, 950,000 being withdrawn. In the presence of his legal counsel, led by Paul Nyamodi, he could not table before this special committee such transactions to support his allegations, which has gone public to damage the image of this county and to put the county of Siaya corruption county. For sure, Mr. Speaker, sir, for tranquility to be in Siaya, Mr. Speaker, one William Oduol must go. For stability of this county of heroes, to be met, Mr. Speaker, sir, one William Oduol Denge Weu must go. For prosperity and growth of this county, Mr. Speaker, sir, William Oduol must go. For protection of the image and the people and residents of Siaya, William Oduol must go.
Yes.
Honorable Modo Scholastica.
I vote yes.
Honorable Obuya Justus Oguta.
I vote yes.
Honorable Ochieng Dora Abonyo.
I vote yes.
Honorable Ochieng Seth Baraka. Honorable Oinga Dorothy Awino.
I vote yes.
Honorable Okelo Julie Akinyi.
I vote yes.